Hello, I'm Toycat, and this game starts out pretty awful, I'm not going to lie, but it gets better, and the title will probably tell you why. And if the title doesn't tell you why, then you're in for a surprise, I guess, though you can probably guess what happens. But anyway, regardless, let's go. So basically, I uploaded a video using the M16 and telling you how to get the easiest or fastest Osprey gunner possible. I didn't know whether it'd be a decent video because it's not obvious, but it's not like it's not a secret tip that no one knows about. It's just a clever combination of things. So but it actually went down fairly well, and lots of people told me how it was actually a decent tip. So I figured I might as well give a similar video a shot. So I'm going to be trying to do the easiest way to get killstreak : MOAB. So basically, let's just start with this one. It's not an easy feat by any means. This is still one of my only MOABs, and I put on everything to make it easy. I tried to make it as easy as I could for myself, and it's still incredibly hard, so just bear that in mind. You do need to be a fairly decent player to attempt this, but even if you're not, you can give it a try. Just as long as you're on the PS3, because if you're on the Xbox, I don't want you in my lobby. But let's go. First of all, game type. Team deathmatch is not the easiest game type. It's the one I'm most familiar with. I'd recommend playing whatever game type you're most familiar with, unless it's free-for-all, in which case, because in free-for-all you have to dominate within the first 5 kills. If you get 5 kills then die, you can't call in your MOAB, so... And even if you do get a 25 kill streak right off the bat, then, you know, you still can only get max 5 kills with your thingy, which is a bit not good in my opinion. But, anyway. So, first of all, game type, if you don't have any preference, then go for demolition, though you will get spawn camped in demolition. So I guess headquarters or domination or ground war in fact. Actually ground war doesn't really matter, but any game type that you feel comfortable with is really good, but the longer it lasts, the more chance you'll have to get a MOAB, and the more defensively you can say. Some air quotes around defensive. Okay, second of all, your setup. Use as cheap a setup as you can. I mean, it doesn't actually matter. MOAB is still a MOAB. I'm using possibly the worst setup in the game here, and it's still mildly impressive gameplay because it's a MOAB. I mean, I'm not proud of it in any way because it's just like, oh god. But I'm proud of my accuracy. Okay, but yeah, use the most overpowered setup that you're good with. If you're a submachine guy, use the PP90 or the MP7. If you're a shotgun guy, use the striker. Don't challenge yourself with the gun because you want to be reliant as your gun as much as possible. Your secondary FMG9 akimbo is probably the best all-round defense, but if you're using a shotgun or a submachine gun, then Scorpion Bro Kimbos are probably a better bet because they're better at long range. Okay, moving on, equipment and tactical. Equipment, portal radar. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely one of the best equipment. I'd say the best, but you know, but it's unlocked at level 78. So if you don't have that unlocked, then go with whatever makes you comfortable. I guess smoke grenades are pretty clever if you're good with them. But if you're not, just it doesn't really matter. Claymores would also be another clever choice if you have them unlocked, and if you don't, just go with a frag or a semtex, or a throwing knife in fact, because the throwing knife's the only reusable equipment. If you're not good with the throwing knife, just use whatever. Okay, now moving on to the final fun part, using the specialist. Okay, so basically, you have to get 24 kills in a row. The specialist bonus is at 8 kills. When you get the specialist bonus, do not run around thinking you're invincible. You're nowhere near invincible. You really do have to still play cautiously, but the specialist bonus just allows you to run places. This is probably the main tip here. Once you get to 7 kills or 8 kills if you don't have hardline on, you have to still play smart. You don't have that much of an advantage. You'll win most of your gunfights, but you still need to get the gunfights on your terms. If there's a guy behind cover, he's still gonna kill you. If there's a guy like behind you, he's still gonna kill you before you can turn around. You really do have to be careful when it comes to that. Anyway, what else was there? What perks you have on your specialist progression is actually pretty important as well. I like to either start with assassin or hardline on, and then put the other on as my as my first perk. So you either get hardline at 2 kills or assassin at 1 kill. because Hardline and Assassin are probably the two best kills for building a kill streak, and the assists count as kills, do count towards your MOAB, but Domination Flag Caps, Stinger kills, and like do not, so bear that in mind. Your primary weapon, use the attachments proficiency on it would be another little key tip, and red dot silenced is probably your best bet, because or red dot extended mags, silencer extended mags, because the red dot with the specialist bonus, you feel like you're hitting every shot. There's something pretty magical about it, in my opinion. The silencer, it means it mixes with the assassin, you get the specialist bonus pretty well. And extended mags means you can kill multiple people, and you don't have the painful experience of sitting there while reloading while there's 4 guys, you know, just sitting there being like, ha ha ha, you're not gonna get your MOAB. So anyway, I'm tearing up a fair amount over here. When well, you can see on screen that I'm tearing up a fair bit. You can see a few of the little tips I'm given, like coming on screen, obviously, because you've been watching the whole gameplay. But basically, yeah, the FMG9 akimbo, powerful, and whatnot. So basically, once you're on a, this is just another little pro tip, once you're on a high kill streak, you really need to pick where you're going on the map cleverly, especially if you're not using a silencer. As you can see here, I run round, I was keeping an eye on the sound of Sitrep Pro, which comes with a specialist bonus, so I was fully aware of what was going to happen. Turn the corner, do all the crazy stuff. It's something you might want to pay attention to if that's where you usually die on like a 20-something kill streak, because you're just, you know, you can't focus on where just completely mix up your position, move to one of the other radical positions on the map. It works quite well. So anyway, I'm calling in my MOAB here. It's one of the more satisfying feelings in the world, because I don't think there's anyone whose heart doesn't race a little when they're on a 23, 22, etc. gun streak. And it's really satisfying when you finally get it, because I was just trying to prove that you could get a MOAB with the setup really easily, and I did within about 10 games. So, thank you for watching. I hope I've helped in some way. I'm sorry if this is really obvious advice or I haven't given you anything new, but you know, hopefully I've inspired someone and someone gets a MOAB because of this, just as long as it's not on me. Thank you for watching. If I helped you, leave a like, or yeah, just leave a like if I helped you. I don't usually ask, but on videos where I try to help people, it's nice to know if